Hi all, Raven Azar here again for another Commander deck tech. This is our boxing league that we're doing here, and if you saw my last video where I opened up my Masters 25 set, you would have seen that I pulled Nicol Bolas. This is the guy that I'm running at the moment. He's really good. He's an Elder Dragon, namesake of the EDH game, and he's quite powerful. He's probably the most powerful Elder Dragon that there is, arguably. He's 2 colors, double blue, double black, and double red to play. He's a 7/7 with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you sacrifice Nicol Bolas unless you pay a blue, black, and red. When Nicol Bolas deals combat damage to an opponent, that player discards his or her hand. Very good. Notice the wording on here where it says deals damage to an opponent, meaning it doesn't necessarily have to be combat damage in order for his effect to go off. So I have some cards that play around with that a little bit in here, and we'll go ahead and go through them and see what we got. All right, start out with some mana here, mana ramp. Got Malcolm Keen-9 Navigator. He's really good. I haven't played a game where he hasn't been useful. His treasure tokens are really awesome. So some rocks. I've got Everflowing Chalice, running Mana Crypt, running the diamonds. I got Charcoal, Fire, Sky Diamond. Also got Arcane Signet, Thought Vessel, Sisay's Ring, and then I'm running a Burnished Heart. It doesn't actually ramp me, but he could do color fixing, which would be incredibly helpful with Nicol Bolas because of his double blue, double black, and double red. So there we go. Let's put these guys away now. Card Advantage. Running Body of Knowledge. That's pretty good. It's pretty well. I can either use it as like a counter if I want to, or I can use it for its secondary ability, which is look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your library in any order. Pretty good. Preordain, running Strategic Planning. Also got a Fall from Favor here. I don't have very many Monarch cards in this particular deck, unlike my Amherst deck that I have been playing. But Fall from Favor is pretty good because also, other than being able to become the Monarch and put that in the game, I could tap a card down. So if they've got something that's got flying, I could tap down, get Nicol Bolas to hit, and that's pretty good. Disciple of Bolas. What's a Nicol Bolas deck if you don't have Disciple of Bolas in your deck? Disciple of Bolas is 3 colors and black, human wizard, 2/1. Whenever Disciple of Bolas enters the battlefield, sacrifice another creature, you gain X life, draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. It's pretty good. Also running Costly Plunder and Bitter Revelation. Wonderful. Let's keep going. Answers. Run away together. Probably my favorite answer right now. Look at the guy. Wish I knew if there was like a creature in the game that you could play that has this guy on it, because that'd be pretty cool. So I like this guy. I like Gale Strike's pretty good. Fleshbag Marauder. Enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. That's gross. Ghastly Demise, pretty good. I got Cast Down, Murder, Spark Harvest, pretty good. Pay a black, Sorcery Speed. And as an additional cost to cast this spell, you sacrifice a creature or pay 3 colorless and a black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Pretty good. Got some board wipes here with Elvish Dreadlords, 3 colors, double black, Zombie Elf, 3/3, Death Touch. And whenever Elvish Dreadlord dies, non-elf creatures get -3/-3 till end of turn. He also has Encore, where he's got Encore for 5 colors and double black. Encore says that you exile cards from your graveyard, and for each opponent, create a token that's a copy of, and that's attacks. Create a token that token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They also have haste. You can sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. You only activate it as a sorcery. So if you're playing against 3 other players, you get this guy, get your attacks in. Even if they don't die, they get sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step. Then the -3/-3 triggers end up going off, and you can do up to what? -9 against everybody. That's pretty good. Then I'm running Nevermoral's Disc, nuclear detergent, to make sure that nobody's messing with me. So pretty good. Awesome. Nice. Let's take a look and see what else we got over here. Control magic. Let's go. Bolas likes control magic. So we got Siren, Storm Tamer, ACOR, Mana Drain. Sure is pretty good. Protecting Nicol Bolas. Confiscate's pretty good. If they got something that I want, I take it. Bolas likes that. Opposition Agent. This is gross. People online are just saying how much they hate playing against this guy. So it's 2 colors and a black human rogue, 3/2 flash, and you control your opponent while they're searching their library. That's gross. You can do this while they're fetching with like a fetch land or something, so it's pretty good. Or any sort of tutoring ability. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find, and you may play those cards for as long as they remained exiled. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. That's pretty gross. Also running Supernatural Stamina. Renegade Tactics pretty good with this deck. 1 red mana sorcery. Target creature can't block this turn, and you can draw a card. That's good because if there's a fire or some reach up, Renegade Tactics on them, Nicol Bolas hits them, they have to discard their hand, and you get to draw a card. That's pretty good. Then, of course, Lightning Greaves. This guy is really good in this deck. If I'm able to get him, man, it's so gold. You equip it to Nicol Bolas, he gets haste, he gets shroud, he goes in, he hits, and you start the process of winning the game. So, Lightning Greaves, beautiful card in this deck. Let's take a look. Some shenanigans here. Running Arami of the Dead Tide. It's a colorless 1 blue and 1 black Merfolk Wizard, 1/4. Tap it. Exile cards from your graveyard equal to the number of opponents you have. Target creature in your graveyard gains Encore till end turn. This is pretty good. I have some cards in here where if you can dump it into the graveyard and I can Encore them out, they can be potentially pretty damaging in the game. So having this guy later in the game is pretty good. Also, running these two, they're pretty good together. Blim, Comedic Genius, and Zara, Renegade Recruiter. Blim is 2 colors, black-red, imp, 4/3, flying. When he deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of target permanent you control. Then each player loses life and discards cards equal to the number of permanents they control but don't own. Works with Zara. Zara is a human pirate for 3 colors, blue-red, 4/3 with flying. And when she attacks, look at defending player's hand, and you may put a creature card from onto the battlefield under your control, attacking that player or planeswalker they control, and return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So these two work together grossly like this. Zara attacks, attack trigger goes off, look at their hand, find a creature, put it in, attacks. Blim then, after damage is dealt, trigger goes off. You have a card that you control that you're able to give to another player. You don't have to own the card, you just got to control it. So you go ahead and give them the thing that you stole. The beginning of the next end step, trigger goes off, but the target's gone because it's somewhere else now. Bloom also says that because they're got those cards that they don't that they control but that they don't own, they lose life and discard cards. These two are so good. Bolas is pleased with the two of them working together, so this stuff works out. Kind of gross. Sakashima's Protege. How this deck works, primarily I'm just kind of playing like control-y spells or like gross like sacrificial spells or some sort of nonsense chaotic spells. Of course, all the tricksy spells that Nicol Bolas likes. So I don't really have anything tremendous in the deck that's like uber powerful. So Sakashima's Protege is pretty good. It's 4 colors, double blue, shapeshifter, 3/1 with flash. It's got Cascade. And then you can have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any permanent that entered the battlefield this turn. So if somebody's got something that's really good, I can go ahead and get a copy of it. Pretty good. Running a Flood of Recollection. I'm running pretty decent amount of instants and sorcery, so having this as an option is pretty good. Aquaeous Swarm. Put that on Bolas. Be able to hit. Can't be blocked. Beautiful. Running Viscera Seer and Defiant Salvager because I do a lot of stealing in this deck as well. So the ability to have to sacrifice creatures or even sacrifice artifacts is pretty good. Also having sack outlets pretty good. Unfortunately, Defiant Salvager, you can only utilize his sack outlet at sorcery speed. But I mean, Viscera Seer, you got instant speed, you know, sack outlet for answers. But they work well together when stealing other people's stuff. And if they want to get it back, you can just be like, So, pretty good. Speaking of stealing people's stuff, Rakasha Debaser, this guy is really gross. He's 4 colors, double black, cat, demon, 6/6. Whenever Rakasha Debaser attacks, put target creature card from defending player's graveyard of the battlefield under your control. That is disgusting. Even more disgusting, it's got Encore. It's got 6 colors, double black for Encore. This is gross card in this deck. Very good. Speaking of gross, Gadis, Emberclaw, familiar. This guy works very well with Bolas. He's a 1 colorless black elemental lizard 1/1. Whenever commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Again, if you remember earlier, Nicol Bolas says damage to an opponent when it's dealt, not necessarily combat damage. So Kades will say that if it does deal combat damage to an opponent, it then deals damage to the other opponents. And then Nicol Bolas is discarding everybody's hand. So good. Love that card. Running Soul's Fire, so I can just go ahead and at instant speed, 2 colors and a red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any target. Again, Nicol Bolas, bam, you lost your hand. That's gross. Also running Portent of Betrayal in this deck. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature against haste until end of turn. Scry 1. Pretty good. Burning Anger. This card is good. Put it on Bolas. 4 colors in red. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchant creature has tap. This creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. Clearly have Nicol Bolas deal damage to one of the players. They lose their hand. So gross. Shenanigans. Put these guys away. I got some finishers here, a little bit, just a little bit. Coastline Marauders, I mean, it's not a tremendous finisher, but 2 colors and a red human pirate 0/3, okay? He has Trample. Whenever Coastline Marauders attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each land defending player controls. I mean, late game, really, everybody's got 10 lands. I mean, of course, this is good. He also has Encore for 4 colors and double red. So I mean, yeah, again, late game, this guy's gonna do some damage, so he's pretty good. Also, I'm sure you've seen before in the past, I've got Sundering Titan for Extinct Trinity form. I'm running them again just because I need something in this deck. I don't have very many heavy hitters, but if everyone keeps Nicol Bolas down, I've got other options here. If you're new to my channel or haven't seen any of my other videos in the past, our play group is allowing for banned cards because of our limited pool size. So I am allowed to play the Sundering Titan. But once this league's over, obviously I won't be able to utilize them anymore. So I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do with them. But these guys are pretty disgusting. So they're here. Also that for Extinct Trinity form with the Encore 12, I mean, that's gross. He's a 9/9 already. He goes in, hits, right? If he dies, I get 3/3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. I can Encore him, bring him out, hit. They all die. More golems. Very gross. And if you saw my Amaranth deck tech, you can see that I'm still running these guys as far as lands. Nothing's changed. Now I'm going to show you some of the cards that I got from the M25 that I'm running in this particular deck. Twisted Abomination. I decided to run Twisted Abomination because of swamp cycling so I can get lands. He's 5 colors and a black zombie mutant 5/3 with, you can pay black to regenerate him if you want to. I could use him for combats if I need to, but primarily at the moment I'm using him for swamp cycling. That's pretty good. I got Quicksilver Dagger. This card's good. 1 colorless, blue and red enchant creature, enchantment aura. Enchant creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to target player and you draw a card. Put it on Bolas. Tap Bolas. Deal damage, 1 damage to a player. They lose their hand, you get to draw a card. I mean, need I say more? Got Brainstorm. Beautiful. Borrowing 100,000 arrows. I love that. I love playing this because you have to say that you're borrowing 100,000 arrows. I played it in my play group and they're just like, what did you say? What are you doing? I said I'm borrowing 100,000 arrows. Thank you. It's pretty good. Got Sift. Draw 3 cards, then discard 8 card. Not bad. This guy is pretty good. Choking Tethers. 3 colors, blue, instant. Tap up to 4 target creatures. In Bolas deck, this is good. You tap up to 4, beautiful. If you don't need it for that, or you need to utilize it for something else, it has cycling. So you pay 1 in blue, discard this card, and draw a card. When you cycle this guy, you may tap target creature. So no matter what, you're getting some value here. So that's pretty good. Diabolic Edict, gross. Colorless and a black instant speed. Target player sacrifices a creature. Get some control in there, right? Pulled Living Death. Running it. Of course I am. It's a 3 colorless double black sorcery that says each player exiles all creature cards from his or her graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures he or she controls, then puts all cards he or she exiled this way on the battlefield. This is complete utter nonsense. If the board is in a state that you just can't deal with, play it. It goes around indestructible, intargetable, and all the good stuff. Forces them to sacrifice. So good. This card's great. Brine Elemental. I pulled this and I thought it was so good that I wanted to play it out. 4 colors, double blue elemental creature, right? 5/4. It's got morph, colorless 5, and double blue for its morphing cost, right? When Brine Elemental is turned face up, each opponent skips his or her next untapped step. What? That is so gross. That hurts a lot. Bolas is pleased. If you can get this off, everyone is just like, what's going on? Brian Elemental, that's what's going on. Pulled Arcane Denial. I don't normally like running it, but I kind of need some counters in here and some answers to make sure that my Bolas is doing what it needs to do, so got Arcane Denial. Dirge of Dread. It's a 2 colorless and a black sorcery. All creatures gain fear until end of turn. They can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. Allows Nicol to get his attacks in if he needs to, or other creatures, right? But you can cycle it, kind of like with Choking Tethers. And then when you do cycle it, you have one target creature gain fear to end of turn. So, pretty good. Got Zombify, so running Zombify. 3 colors of black sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So good. If I'm dumping cards in my graveyard, I can pull this, bring somebody big, beefy out. Wonderful. Last but not least, Act of Treason. Again, I love this card, love the art on here. It's so Bolas. 2 colorless red sorcery, gain control of target creature till end of turn. Untap that creature, gains haste till end of turn. That's it. That's what I got. Good stuff, right? Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you watching all the way through. Like the video if you do. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more of this kind of content. I'm going to be playing with Bolas and trying to kick some guys' butts best that I can. The end of the month is coming around again. I will be getting another set of upgrades as far as like opening some packs. If you guys have any potential options that might help me out with getting Bolas beefier and stronger than ever, let me know. I think I was thinking about, can't remember, maybe getting more of a spark or something that's going to help beef up Grixis a little bit and get Nicol up and running. If you guys got any comments on the deck or any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll take a look at them. Thank you guys very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Hope that you enjoy the deck tech, and y'all have a good day.